what's going on here. What's up, y'all? Let me take this off. Stick it in my pocket. Good morning. This is August 25th. It just dawned on me, man. We've been pandemicing so hard that we didn't realize that the summer is coming to an end. Man, it's about to be September in another week or so. Damn. Just been out here pandemicing. Trying to lay low. Come on in, good morning. And so, here I am out here allowing the sun to, as they say in the church, let him use you. I'm letting the sun use me. Get it? Yeah. It's not too hot right now, but after 1 o'clock, shit, that's a whole different story. So now it's the time, of course, early mornings like 8 a.m., 8 and 11, a good time to come out and get your daily dose of the sun. And my girl Mary Max told me I should be wearing some sunblock. I was like, no, my melanin protects me like that. It absorbs the sun. Then I noticed a little burn this right there a little bit, but it's okay. And then she was warning me that, I know you about to hear this guy doing a lawn, so y'all have to excuse him, that the sun's rays are a little different than when they used to be because so much poison in the ecosystem. Now, I'm going to try this. I don't know what this is. Who's this? Go live. I'm going to invite you, y'all. What are we doggone? It does work. It does work. You can invite people onto the camera. I just discovered something. So Billy McDonald, you almost got invited. Oh, sorry, y'all. I don't know what happened. Right here fucking up. Alright, so I guess when I go live again, I'll know how to have that mechanism. I can invite people on. What's up, Billy? And who else is this? Hold on, let me see. Raise my shades up. Arthur Dominic, what's up, bro? Oh, man, what to do? Y'all have to excuse that damn Tito Lucian, Cuzzo. Let me tell you something, man. I told you let me see, how old are you now? I told you in your mid-20s, like 24, 25 years old, don't be picking up these 300-pound chicks. Don't let your ego get your back torn up, son. I know you still got it. Don't be picking up these big goods like that. Make these heifers get down to a size 6 if they want to get picked up. Ew. Don't, and then, so don't do it again, son. I mean, young brother, or hell. Don't do it again, cuzzo. Don't be picking up these big goods. If they want to get picked up, let them get down to a size 6 and a 4 like everybody else. And I know it was almost like something, like a freak show at a circus. Like the bearded lady kind of shit. Watch this, you gonna believe your eyes when you see what I can do with this 300-pound person in a thong. So we're not gonna so we're not gonna do that, cuzzo. We ain't picking up these big goods like that. Phew. I mean, I'm talking about, I think her tattoos weigh 4 pounds. That's a badass. But anyway, I digress. So just promise me you won't do that again, man. I want you to be around. And I want you to be able to walk around, you hear me? Keep doing that shit, you ain't gonna be able to walk around. Let's see, I'm gonna lift my shades up so I can read some comments here. You can say, I love you, man. I was helping someone. That's right. I see you. Let's say linebackers are for the football field. That is correct. That's right. Alvin Cook, what's up? So, Dominic, you ever picked up a big girl? Just picked her up just because because you had the muscles to do it? I've never done that. But anyway, let me get back to it. I'm walking this morning, like I usually do. Thank those of you who've been joining me on my walking journey for exercise and to, look different after the pandemic. I also, as I walk, I share my thoughts. Some of these thoughts, they come to me when I'm sleeping. Sometimes I wake up and hit my laptop and I see, bam, what's in the news. And some of them are, some thoughts come from conversations I've had like the day before, and I didn't put what I thought was a decent conclusion to the conversation. So I just do what's called in my head a part two. And so that's what I'm doing with the Jacob Blake situation. For my topics today, justice for Jacob Blake. That's become a hashtag. And I see people still trying to squeeze Breonna Taylor now. We hadn't even got through George Floyd really good, but they still squeezing Breonna Taylor. Nothing against it, I'm just saying, I'm just letting you brothers know how this shit's working. And number two, if you see women brawling, let them. Let them. You see, because more information is coming out about that Jacob Blake thing, and which is always good to sit back and get more information before we emotionally jump the gun on a lot of things. But I know what we saw. I don't give a damn what was done. I don't care. Because I usually don't say this. I don't care what was done before. That, as I said, hashtag bitch ass white boy, that's become a statement too. I'm gonna get to that as well. I don't care what was done. That pulling him by his t-shirt, ripping it up, holding him so he can just shoot into his body. That was disgusting. And just like all the other murders that we have to witness on video, I'm sorry, all of the shootings, this young man did not die. His dad reports this last night that his son is paralyzed from the waist down, and they don't know if it's permanent. I'm hoping that it's not permanent, but I wouldn't be shocked because he shot right into his body, close range, just shooting like he was shooting a BB gun. But that lets you know what the criminal justice system thinks about black males, black boys. And I try to say this as often as I can, black boys are not wanted in a heterosexual masculine sense. They want black boys strictly for utilities, so that when they grow up to be more resources for everyone else to live. And I've often said that the black male today is the Jesus Christ of the day. Black males are crucified, placed on a crucifix so that others can live a prosperous life. That is the black male. It's done daily. So when I hear all these other people talking about they're not being protected, yeah, right. When's the last time a cop pulled a chick? Hell, when's the last time the police haven't broke up women's fights? Let alone just grab one on by the broad strap and shot bullets in her back and shit. So that's why when y'all have these conversations, you see them, ignore them. Don't get involved in more bitch-ass conversations about how women aren't being protected or black women aren't being protected. It's stupid. Because you and I know every day that men, period, but particularly black men, are trained as robots to protect black women. Look out for them. Even in their fuckery, we are trained to protect them. And the question becomes, from whom? From others or from their own poor choices, their own violent behaviors? So this man was there to break up a fight between the women. I don't know if they were black women or white women. They're just saying women. Some reports say black women, some say white. I don't know. I have to read again and see exactly what it was. You probably ask me, Rico, what difference does it matter? Oh, I make the difference here if I want to. It makes a particular difference to me because the narrative is black men don't protect black women, and I don't know. And if one or two people say it, then that's become damn near like a mantra. Even 15-year-old little black girls, well, black men don't protect. You shut up. Especially those little girls with fathers at home, shut up. Anyway. And then also came out with this Jacob Blake situation that he was, I think, going through a custody battle, hence while his children are in the car. It's just a whole lot of messes going on. But it has female, female, female fuckery written all over it. And we're going to have to go and tell the truth about this. So, you know, we got to just tell the truth about it. And here we go again. Black males standing up trying to do the right thing. But here's the other question that people have been posing about this Jacob Blake situation, because we saw the video. Like, why was he walking out? I was like, man, why did he turn around if he was just there to break up the fight? And then I guess when the mess was over, the police were called, and of course police love to come to black areas with the guns out. It's like they're ready. Here it comes, woo! And then they want to throw out his arrest records and all that. I don't give a damn what he did. It still didn't deserve that. I'm just telling y'all how this shit works. And so, look, I don't know what happened before that damn thing, before that shooting occurred, but I'd like to know specifically what happened. You know, and I read further into it. It says that he was scuffling with the cops, and then of course he had a knife. Y'all saw that dude with a little white beater on and short pants. What the hell did he have the knife? You know, that's the going narrative. Whenever they shoot up a black dude, he had something shiny. They always getting their lies together. And the governor of Wisconsin came out and said, no, I don't think it's cool that any kind of assaultive violence taken against black Wisconsinans is fair, and I don't approve of it. And then, let me tell you something, the enemy of the people, these presidents of police unions came out and told him, look, you overspoke. We need to let the investigation take place. And, in other words, man, shut the fuck up. If I were the governor and he put that public statement out, I would have made sure that the attorney general went down and shut that whole goddamn police department down. So who are you? You just a police union president. You think you more powerful than the governor? How dare you put out a statement like that? I would, man, let the police department in a little ass town come out some Kenosha, tell the governor, shut the fuck up until they do an investigation. How about I cut all the funding for that shit and fire your ass too? But they get to say shit like that. He's an old white guy governor. He probably needs a new young progressive one anyway. But the thing is, how you just a local police union rep president will tell the governor, you don't know what you're talking about. We got this. Let the investigation come through. You must be out your mind. So that's what he said to the governor of Wisconsin. And I hope there's going to be some political fallback or some administrative fallout on him making that statement. Because who the hell does he think he is? So, but anyway, it's a whole, y'all just keep reading. Because as we continue to read, you'll find out more, and I will find out more. And what I do is I look at the reactions of people, and a lot of black dudes like, man, the dude should have complied. I get that. But see, we can't always say, black men, you need to comply. And y'all know that black men have complied. Philando Castillo, they have complied. And still got bullets emptied into their damn bodies. Guns emptied into their bodies. So why we keep saying this same old shit? Well, he should have complied. When we see white folks fighting, taking a taser, wrestling, and all this kind of shit, so how come they're not told to comply and they still get arrested without any harm done? Y'all see how this shit works? So, but I understand. If we're going to play that game, well, let's recognize we're just 3/5 of human beings in this damn Constitution. If we're going to play that, make statements like that, that means that we are against referencing the United States Constitution. So if we're going to be making statements like that, that means we have some more work to do in this country as African Americans. Y'all hold on a minute, let me get past this. And so, we can't reference the United States Constitution and call ourselves Americans when it's convenient. So yeah, we can say, well, how they treat white folks, but white folks they're full Americans. But we're not. We only say, well, we're American, we can do what we want to do, but we don't act like it. Because they don't shoot up full Americans like that, pull them by a shirt, then empty bullets because he walked away. I mean, y'all know in the instances where they shot white dudes running away or walking away in the back, just shot them up? Because it lets you know that it's already written in the instructions. Kill these black dudes. You know, that's what's up. And we can just get into the reality that no, we're not full Americans, just 3/5. I think things we understand, and then we'll know exactly the work we're supposed to be doing. So we've always pulled the cart before the horse. We got fooled with this multiculturalism shit, this diversity bullshit, this feminist crap, and all these things that were totally counterproductive to the progression of our people. And when the scholars have written all that we need to do in order for us to be successful in this country, meaning as a group, not just individually. Because a lot of us, they say, well, we're not a monolith in our thinking. Well, goddamn it, it's interesting that if you say something negative or appear to say something negative about Jews or Asians or homosexuals, they become a monolith really quickly. It's like we take pride and say, yeah, we 45 million individuals. And then when they do some fuck shit and impacts the whole race, we need to come together. We need to come together. Shut up. If you preach group stuff in the beginning, all this other shit wouldn't be so confusing to it. Now we got that trauma has hit us so bad, we start questioning our own livelihood, our own right to live. Well, had he had just stopped and complied, because I posed the question to myself. I said, well, what is it? How come he couldn't just turn around and say, hey, what's going on? But then again, we have to understand what trauma is and how our relationship with the police is totally unique as it relates to other groups. Even immigrants in America don't get treated like shit the way black folks do, and especially black males. If y'all got girlfriends and wives and mothers who don't understand this, well, they're part of the problem. Black males. You would think that more programs would be put out. Our tax dollars would be put more towards nourishing the survival and the mental progress of black males. Nope. All we try to do is get them a football, give them a basketball, and run, nigga, run. Or give them a microphone, rap some foolishness, nigga. Rap against your own people, nigga. That's all. We just use black boys for utility and resources and entertainment and sexual escapades. That's it. We don't think of black boys as being cerebral. We don't think of them as people. And so therefore it's already been pre-written in the Constitution and in these state laws in all 50 states that the black male is the target. And so what do? I know we can't continue to do is question. All right, we can go and question our own right to live. Well, if he hadn't done that, he'd still be here. And we watch every day how other people do fuck shit and still live. And don't even get the same amount of time if they commit crimes. They have to have done something like 10 times worse in order for them to get 10 times less of the punishment. Did y'all hear what I just said? Other people have to do 10 times worse in order to get 10 times less the punishment that black boys and black men get. All the data is there. Even in school, black boys are suspended 2 and 3 times more than their white and other counterparts. I would say Mexicans, but they just drop out. They don't give a fuck. They're like, my daddy got a lawn service. I ain't got to be in this 8th grade nowhere. I'm going to take my ass out of here. Black boys are run out of school. They're fucked with from 1st grade all the way up to 7th, 8th grade. By the time they get to 9th grade, they say, man, fuck school. It's so hostile towards black boys. Unless they can use them to play sports. Do you understand that? And we're part of the problem. Every time we have a male child, we want to give him a basketball or a football. Well, it's to teach them discipline. If you're the father in the home, why the fuck you need that to discipline? What are you there for, sir? If you're the father, why the fuck are you there? That's the case. Go on, give them the foster care and let them raise them up. First thing you want to do is hand your son over to athletics instead of taking your son out camping and taking him hunting and shooting and, you know, doing father stuff that really build. Teach him how to build things. Y'all see how this stuff works? It's almost just as bad as when single women, single mothers purposely don't choose the right man to have a baby with, but then get their ass before the world. We need more mentors for our black boys. Bitch, you had the first mentor. His call is father. And then black men got to be shamed again. Not number one for protecting black women, but shamed if they choose not to mentor a kid that didn't come out of his loins. Well, we need to go out there. Y'all need to go and get these young men out here. Y'all supposed to lead us. Just shut up. Here, the first mentor of every black boy is his father. And that's where women come in, and they're the ones who make the decision. All of a sudden, you decide to have a baby by somebody who's not your husband, somebody you just fucked out to the movies, or out to the basketball game in the 10th grade under the bleachers. All of a sudden now, men in the future got to be shamed because they don't want to take up with your son. Or if they date you, you know single mothers, they don't want nothing but some coochie. Hey, guilty as charged. Don't nobody want your kids but you. We come as a package, you dumbass. Your package was the man you got pregnant by. Why the fuck that wasn't a package? See, somebody wrote some stuff up here. Mary Max, yes, society has been trained to be hostile to black boys. Even parents are hostile and overbearing when it comes to black boys. That's right, Mary Max. It's weird how this behavior goes on. And so, and I see these shootings, and again, it's like yesterday. When are black men going to step up and say, we're not doing this anymore? You know, all the black male attorneys, all these black male groups, and with the articles, instead of questioning, you know, I did it in my mind, but I'm not going to write it out on a piece of paper or on a Facebook post and all that. Well, if he just complied, well, damn, black men do comply all the time. Yeah, they ask questions because we're under the rules that we're Americans, like white folks. Why'd you stop me, officer? You know how white folks get to do? White women get to get out and say, I don't appreciate you doing that. They get to espouse all kinds of rhetoric towards the cops. But black people, we're under this illusion that we're Americans, that we're full Americans. And that's the problem. You can't do what full Americans do. You are an invited, or you are a kidnapped guest that were allowed to, all right, we ain't gonna have you in the basement, but you sit in the living room, but don't you take your ass outside. That's who we are. They took us from the basement, let us in the kitchen and in the living room. And yeah, you can creep in the bedroom too, you hear me? And that's who we are as black folks in this country. We're not full Americans. And because I don't remember a constitutional convention being had where they changed that or took that out. And then y'all have to keep in mind all 50 states have various laws and ordinances in their cities that also does subjugate the rights of black folks. Not just the red line in districts, voting districts, but also educationally and politically. We have to understand we got a lot of work to do. We were deflected or distracted by that civil rights movement. And it took us off the path of human rights. Human rights would have led to a full American citizenship. You can't be a full American when your voting rights are voted on every 25 years. Immigrants who are newly naturalized as Americans, white folks who are just full Americans, don't have anybody to vote on their goddamn voting rights. Y'all understand? So if we're going to continue to believe that we're full Americans, that means we have to address this issue as full Americans and address the Constitution. Who's up to do that work? I know it sounds too heavy. I know it sounds like too much work, but that's how we got here. People put in their work, so this generation of black folks have to put in their work. You understand? That's how you stop that. Most importantly, not just more, but most importantly, black men, heterosexual, masculine black men are going to have to get their voices heard. I know, and it's not going to be on the mainstream media. They're not going to do that unless there's a shooting or a sporting event that's going on that black men are put on display. And then they have what's called specialty times where it's a black male is doing something that's called moratorium manumission. Dr. Claude Anderson, when he's doing something that enhances the white society. That's when those black men get put on display on TV and special reports on Good Morning America. If it's something that enhances or saves the life of white folks, then that black male gets pushed all over the place. You understand? That's why I understand. This is why I'm confused. Why we seem to be so confused about how we're treated in this country when we don't understand that we're not full Americans. Yeah, we walk around like we're free, but look at the behavior and the actions of the system as it relates to black folks, and particularly black males. And I'm going to keep pushing that on both of my pages till you get sick of hearing it. And you can disappear, unfriend, delete, because I'm trying to read out the trash on this page. This is my Richard Street page. I got 4,949 from 4,957, 4,000, and it just goes back and forth, depends on who gets upset about what I'm saying. And I'm going to continue to push the narrative of black men are the ones who are being attacked and they're trying to eradicate. If they're not physically murdering black boys, they're mentally destroying black boys. They're underdeveloped, they're insecure, and they're doing it through the black female. The black female has volunteered to accept the penance of the state to destroy her own children. And that's why I often refer to the black female today as the breeder for the penal institution. She's nothing but a breeder. Anytime she decides to lay up and have a baby by some random man. And don't give me this bullshit about, we know they was together for 5 years. What the fuck you doing together for 5 years and I married at least 3 years of that 5 years? You understand how that works? It's called a union, building a family structure. I'm a single man. I don't have any bachelor kids anywhere, and it's possible. So I don't want to contribute to that. But I wish more of us thought like that. Too many men out here trying to get their egos fed instead of understanding the institution of family, how strong it is. And too many of us in our community do not read what the scholars left. We read some other bullshit that don't matter, like feminist narratives. The black women, I know black women don't read shit, so I'm not even tripping about that. Yeah, if it ain't got colors and pictures in it and talking about fashion or jewelry, or talking against how men have broken their hearts, the guys that they chose, they ain't reading shit. You ask the average sister about Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, she doesn't know. You ask her about Dr. Cynthia McKinney, she doesn't know. Ask her about Dr. Joy Leary, she does not know. You know what I'm saying? The average sister, right? And these empowered, yes, hunty chicks, the ones who big up the wet-ass pussy video, they don't know shit about none of the scholarly women I mentioned, black women. Dr. Julia Hare, they don't know. So, that's what I'm saying, brothers. You need to know. You need to understand. They didn't write all those damn books just for their health. They wrote it because they understood 50 years after them the bullshit was going to continue. Even a little sellout buster by the name of W.E.B. Du Bois. He said that he understood that the issues of the 20th and 21st century would be the color line. But he was the main one pushing light skin back in the day. So just shut up, W.E.B. Du Bois. Or boy. See? He benefited from it, but then when he didn't benefit anymore from his being biracial, then all of a sudden racism and colorism was a bad thing. So that kind of shit. We're tired of these racial manipulators. When you benefit from the bullshit that's going on, it's fine. But as soon as it happens to you, now you want to move to Accra, Ghana, Africa, W.E.B. Du Bois. Now you want to move there? Read up on these people. It's a lot of race traitors. Y'all talking about motherfuckers, he black and Republican. He's a race traitor. Look in the history, see who your race traitors are, the ones that y'all worship today. But I do agree, Herschel Walker's little fruity son need to shut the entire fuck up, though. Like, wow, Herschel Walker, your son fruity as shit. Damn, yeah, son. Well, anyway. Anytime I hear a Negro say that blacks can be racist, you're deleted off my friends list because you got to be out your damn mind. Anybody that believes that, you're stupid. Well, blacks can be racist too. Blacks cannot be racist. It's impossible. Debate it on your own damn Facebook page, not on mine. I will block you and delete you because you are a part of the problem. Anybody ever thinks that or says that, I better not see it on anywhere on my statuses. Nowhere. I will block you and delete you. Because you are fucking terrible and you're mentally out of your mind. So anyway, because I don't believe in that shit. It's not even a reality. Name one thing that, like Dr. Joy Leary poses a bunch of questions in a room full of white folks. Name me something that blacks can do that can cause a hindrance to the livelihood of white folks. Something. Can they reject any loans from them? Car loans, housing loans, you know, small business, anything? Can they shut down an educational institution? Can they turn off water where white folks live? If they get mad, can they poison them? What can they do any of that shit? And so black people say things that may be considered, I guess, racial in tone, but racism is an action in a system that's backed by laws. Blacks ain't created none of these laws. That's what I'm saying. We don't understand. The scholars, and anybody like to copy of my black book list, send me your email address and my messenger, so you can get caught up in these things. I know a lot of you in your fields, you swear you know what's going on. You're in your 40s, close to 50, and swear you've mastered this race thing, but you learn something new all the time. But if you read what the scholars wrote, and I'm always very direct when I name black women who are pro-black men and pro-black family. Dr. Joy Leary, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, Dr. Julia Hare, she and her husband, Nathan Hare. They're about the re-education of the black family. Cynthia McKinney, Dr. Cynthia McKinney, run out of the damn Congress because she's questioned 9/11. There's so many black women that are you know, upstanding, and I understand. Sister Sherazad Ali, you can't ask the average sister about who that is, because I learned that all these women have one thing in common: they care and they love and they speak up and speak out for black boys and black men. The average sister that y'all love with Oprah, Ava DuVernay, Michelle Obama, they don't give a shit about black men and black boys. That's why you don't know anything about the women who do, even in the music. Now, I have a particular affinity for Angie Stone and India Ari and Aretha Franklin and Gladys Knight. These women not only like black men, but they married them, date them, but most importantly, I mention them because these are women of song and of soul. They actually wrote songs dedicated to black men. Don't play that song for me. Brings back so many memories. I never loved a man the way that I love you. Aretha, Angie, black brother, strong brother, there's no one else above you. See, India Ari, brown skin, you know I love your brown skin. And in the video, very black video, so we got a lot of sisters out there, quite a few, who actually write music saying how they love black men, and these are the ones that we should be celebrating black men, those women like that. You know, buy their concert tickets, invite them to come speak, and listen to their spirit. You know what I'm saying? These women who outwardly, publicly say, black men, I like you. You know, they're not making songs about calling Tyrone for you to come get your shit. They ain't talking about to the left, to the left. They're talking about how they love you and they appreciate you and thank you. You dig? So there's me just listening with my Aquarius ear and being thoughtful with my Aquarius mind, noticing what I'm seeing. And black men get on code. Because when black men get built up and they understand what they're supposed to be, guess what? The women benefit automatically. We won't have to do anything special to protect black women. I'm telling you, black women, if y'all want protection, protect black boys. Build them up, send them off to school, happy. Stop using your black boys as your man, because you could stop training your boy to be the man that you never even wanted. Stop training him to be a goddamn gentleman and to open doors for you and cater to you and kiss your ass like you some kind of Negro Cleopatra of the 21st century. Because he takes that training out into society, and nobody's teaching girls how to respect and pamper and lord over black men and black boys. So he get out there and get his feelings hurt Because you done taught him, well, you know, you always open the door for women. You always open the car door and doors. You always be kind to them. Don't stop teaching your boys that. See, if you like that, ladies, you would have get married. You would have gotten married. You would have dated and got married and got pregnant by a man like that. That's not what you decided to get pregnant by. You like the you know, the thugs and the outside, and what's called the antithesis of the gentleman. That's not what you like. That's not what caused you to get a wet ass pussy. Y'all see how this shit works? But then you get a son and try to teach him to pamper you and worship you, and you make sure you always sweet to women because you hurt because the dudes that you like one shit and he treated you like shit, but you kept on staying there. You continue to stay there and eat his shit. And that's the thing you're doing to hurt black boys. I'm not saying teach them to be disrespectful, but teach them to be independent like you teach your girls. Teach them to take care of themselves and say don't depend on no woman. Don't trust that many women because they're liars. They get your whole life ruined by saying, he raped me, because you decide to have sex with her on Friday night, but you got your new girlfriend on Saturday morning. What that's supposed to be? And she thinks she has the right to ruin your life. So you women out here, stop raising your son to be these bitch-ass gentlemen in 2020, 2021. That gets on my nerves, because if you want a gentleman in your life, you would have had your baby by a gentleman. Yeah, I said it. And then you got these angry boys out here being raised by these old ratchets, and they turn into either extremely angry thugs or angry gay dudes. Or it's a blend, angry homo thugs. Can't stand a man and don't think much of women because of you. So we got to get back to the natural order of things. The natural divine order of things. Not just divine femininity, but the divine order of things, masculine and femininity. That's why I'm saying get back to reading. A lot of us need to take this pandemic to go order some books off Amazon instead of ordering the latest jewelry or the latest technology. Order some books, goddammit, and get reintroduced to yourself. I don't know it all, but I'm learning about stuff. Still at 51, I'm learning things. But it's some stuff I was introduced to at age 20 and 21, you know, who we are and who I am as a man of African descent. You know, we need to encourage both sons and daughters to travel more outside the country to meet other people. Not just in Mexico, but encourage them to go to Africa, go to different countries in Africa. Then you can also go to Caribbeans and go over to Europe and find the African presence in Europe. You know, train them to do that. Hell, instead of training them to be athletes all day long and training her to be a strong, independent, unfeminine professional. Yeah, and every one of them will tell you, yeah, I want a husband, I want to be married, but you're 35 years old. What man who's doing really, really well in life wants an old, disagreeable 35-year-old, 34-year-old with a law degree, with a PhD in psychology? Those are two annoying people. They don't never shut the fuck up. Men like peace, they like femininity, they like sweetness. And those two chicks, psychology majors, and I'm quoting Kevin Samuels because it is true. All they're gonna do is try to evaluate you all day long. And attorneys. Now one thing I've learned that these nurses, they're very nurses now. Very caring and giving, but they still have this what's called Florence Nightingale kind of. I want to save that broken man. You know, they're really sweet people. The nurses I've run across, and you know, professionally, and I think in real life, a lot of them are pretty nice. But they like all the broken guys. They pick the broken guys so they can fix. So there go my chances of meeting a sweet nurse, like 30 years old, 32 years old, never married, no tattoos, no kids, in shape, but nice and sweet. I said, I guess I'm not broken enough. So she'll probably like, oh my God, why do you have so much intelligence? Why do you think like that? How come you sound like you don't need anybody except for yourself? How come you know, I'll probably get all those questions. Hold on a second. This is my water break, y'all, that I take. Hold on. What's up? Shout out to Mary Max and my water bottle here. And so, you know, that's the whole Jacob thing. Let's hope he gets justice. Hope he gets $50 million or $10 million a shot. So it's like 7 times 10, 70 mil. $10 million per bullet placed in his body. He's going to need that for his 3 children. And his children were in the car. They don't care who they traumatize. They just do them. They don't even care. They just do them. They shut the don't care. No count on no. They don't give a fuck. And so, but we want to ask, well, how come he didn't do this? How come he didn't? Well, we'll find out later. I hope they put some guards around his bedroom. I'm sorry, his hospital room. You know, because if he's alive to tell it, somebody's ass is grass. So I hope the Nation of Islam or Fruit of Islam or some not fucking around coalition members or some brothers who are concerned in Kenosha, Wisconsin or surrounding areas will go up there and just serve and stand guard around his hospital room. Because y'all know how this shit works. Got to get rid of all the witnesses. You know, and keep that and build a fence around that brother. And hopefully those, the damage isn't permanent, you know, because sometimes they have what's called temporary paralysis. And I hope it just was called the initial shock to the body, but he will, you know, come through and he'll survive and start and walk again within the next 6 months or so. You know, I'll hate for the brother to be taken out like that, because that's just, it would be terrible. And his kids now they got to go to therapy. And I haven't seen a GoFundMe yet. If a GoFundMe, if it's not for anything, shit, just for his kids to go to therapy. They had to witness that. And the gunshots are loud when it's that close. Their kids were in the car. They shot the man as his head and body was in the car. And his children right there. That's fucked up. So what they're doing is purposely trying to breed another generation of kids who hate the cops, and therefore they're going to probably react PTSD, in a sense, react with PTSD when they see police officers. When they pull them over, that anxiety and their hands get sweaty and they just might react emotionally when cops pull them over. So we want to ask, well, why do, when cops pull over black men and black people, we get this anxiety? Because there's been a history of it, from paddy rollers to the patrols, slave patrols, and paddy rollers. You know, we've had this relationship with the police. And then, you know, you got all these brilliant blacks who are so overcome and so multicultural. Well, you know, if you haven't done anything wrong, it doesn't even matter. Hell, I have my stuff. And still be like, okay, how the fuck is this going to go? Now, you know, my goal is to hand them everything they ask for, but it boils down to what kind of mood that old punk-ass cop is in. You can have all your stuff, but it doesn't help when you're concentrating like weed, bro, and your music is blaring, boo boo, boo boo, boo boo. Well, you can turn that down and try to fan as much weed smoke out of it, I guess. But still, everybody should be given due process, and I do agree, you should not be holding court on the street, black folks, black men. You should not be. But guess what? White folks get to hold court all day long. That goes back to what I was saying, but who's an American, who's not? And we need to continue to pose these questions. Who's an American, who's not? Black people are not full Americans, because full Americans do not have their voting right voted on every 25 years. These are what's called visitors. Captured or indentured visitors, mental enslaved visitors. Hell, full Americans don't go through the shit that black folks go through. You would think if they were so anti-American, they'd be fucking over the immigrants in this country. These police and nobody even fuck with the immigrants in this country. Little Asia, hell, even the African immigrants don't even fuck with them. In the cities where you live, police don't be over there fucking those people. They only fuck with the American Negro. That's who they've been assigned to. The police departments across this country have been assigned to the American Negro. That's how everybody makes their money off the American Negro. And especially the American Negro male. And why don't we understand this? Why don't we even care? We always act surprised whenever they do something violent systematically. And then, of course, well, you know, black men kill other black men at a higher rate of cops killing black men. I get that, but that's not the motherfucking point. That's not even part of this conversation. That's something that we'll have to do in our community. And then let's get to the psychological and the sociological aspects of that. They got interracial killings in all the groups. Intergroup killings, Asians, whites, and even a community called gays and Jews. They hurt each other too. But it's funny, that's never brought up as a part of the discussion when something happens to them. One never says, you know, there were Jews that sold out other Jews during the Holocaust. So I don't know how they are so upset with Nick Cannon. That's never brought up. So y'all see how silly we sound? We allow people to set us up and make us sound stupid in this society. It's just dumb how we haven't caught on yet. And so, with the Jacob Blake thing, I don't want to hear no more goddamn Breonna Taylor. They've done their thing. And stop trying to bring up other people when we got black men who hadn't even gotten justice yet. And stop using black men's death as your platform. And black men need to start saying this, because y'all hear these beta male simp-ass black dudes. They right, just for Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor didn't get choked out in front of the world. She didn't get her t-shirt pulled and 7 bullets shot in her back. She didn't get choked out for fucking cigarettes. She didn't get choked down on the ground in in Baton Rouge. Alton Sterling pumped bullets in her belly. Hell. The victim in that whole thing, she just happened to die, is the boyfriend who was trying to save her life. And they just threw him in jail, wasn't even gonna try to give the brother no justice. They didn't want to brought their ass in there on a no-knock warrant. And he's like, who the fuck is this? Well, all of a sudden, she's the big picture here. Black men, do you see how you just minimize and just erase from every fucking story when you are actually the victim? And I'm not minimizing Sandra Bland and Corinne Gaines and Breonna Taylor and all of this. I'm just telling y'all, black men, stop it. Stop with the dumbass chivalry, just sitting back and allowing yourself to be treated like shit, where everybody else gets to get on TV and get all kinds of monies and foundations based on the backs of your death, of our death. Is stupid. Yeah, y'all like you scared to stalk up for yourself, because we so busy being called, well, you know, that ain't very man-like. What a man care about this? Y'all done made hell men in general, but particularly black men, fucking super, non-human. This shit is crazy. Yeah, we are sitting around waiting for somebody else to yell somebody else's name, but black men aren't even doing it. I'm not saying do it out of ignorance. I'm saying do it when you get the facts. And in this case, goddammit, I don't give a fuck if he was on weed. I don't give a fuck if he was on meth. It still don't justify that, because there are laws that govern this. Do y'all know this? There are laws that govern shootings. And it's funny, these cops know how to follow every ounce, every inch, every letter of the law when they're confronted with people who are not black. Y'all ever notice that? Come on, stop it. I'm begging you. Put the gun down. Throw us the keys to the tank. Put the bazooka down. Put the sword down, not the knife, goddammit. Put down the flamethrower. We're warning you. But a black dude pulled out a fingernail clip gun. Pop, 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 pop. He had a dangerous, what was it? It was a paper clip. I was afraid for my life. I thought he was going to clip my toenails to death with that dangerous toenail clip. Y'all see how silly this shit is, and we buy right into it. I wouldn't give them motherfuckers no benefit of the doubt. And then we around here preaching, well, you know, cops have a dangerous job. Guess what? Cops have the right and a choice to fucking quit if it's a dangerous job. Just like if you got your fingers cut in a motherfucking construction company. Like, look, we gave y'all the rules before you started. You fucked around and so we'll pay you a little money, but look, we ain't got to change our operation. You can go ahead and leave, because shit gonna still be dangerous. That's why we keep giving them that leeway. You ever heard a fireman say, bitch about, well, I got to go home to my family. Yeah, that building is burning. I hear them people screaming in there, but I got wife and children at home. I can't run in that building and save nobody's life. You ever hear firemen bitch and moan? They have the most dangerous job, firemen, not no motherfucking police. Firemen do. If they got to go in, run into a burning fucking building. It depends on how long it's been burning. Damn house or the building can collapse on those firemen. Now, if you want to throw respect to, that's the firemen. These damn police, they have a choice. Some of them sit there like, I'm wait till these motherfuckers get through shooting. You think firemen can stop and say, well, let's wait until the goddamn building burn down, and then we'll answer that call. No, as soon as they get it, they right there. And they pull their hoses out, got their protective gear on, because they understood when they took the job, when they trained for those 4 to 6 months or however long they trained, that they're there to save lives. They're there to put their lives on the line. And stop giving excuse to these old bitch-ass policemen. What's up, Jacqueline Harris? Kevin Matthews, what's up, my friend? You know, we need to cut it out. Stop repeating that dumbass narrative. Cops have a dangerous job. Because these motherfuckers don't have no dangerous job. There's so many benefits to being a cop. I'm telling you, when I was a kid in the 70s and 80s, the prostitutes couldn't hardly make no money because we were giving so many so much free pussy away and head away to the cops. What's up, damn, officer, you done pulled me over? Yeah, you prostituting, that's against the law. Well, damn. He said, but look, I'm finna park back here in the back. She just follow me back here. We see what we can do. Next thing you know, that shit, I used to always see cars parked in the back of convenience stores in my own neighborhood. Next thing you know, little mama getting out, fixing her wig and shit. And then cops have access to the dope money that's seized in the trap houses. Talking about they live a dangerous life. Get the fuck out of here. They do all kinds of shit. And now, across the city, you got cops not only hitting the women up for pussy to keep them from taking, because they don't want to go to jail. They're around here forcing sexual favors out of young men to keep them going to jail. That's right. A lot of these old bisexual weird ass cops out here, down here having sex with dudes, young boys out who probably prostituting or something out late at night. They about between 16 and 30 years old or something like that. They pull them over and they getting head from the male prostitute to keep them going to jail. Oh, they doing all kinds of shit. But y'all right talking about some, well, the cops, we back the blue. No, you meaning you black the blue balls. Yeah, fuck police like in that regard. Not all of them are bad cops. Well, look, all of them know who the bad cops are. So please save that. And I don't give a fuck if your son, your uncle, your dad is the motherfucking police. All of them know who the fucking bad cops are, and none of them report them motherfuckers. So yeah, they all are bad. Don't tell me because your motherfucking dad a cop or your cousin, your son is a motherfucking police. They know all of it is going on. They don't say shit. Even when this shit going on, they see them shoot them. They don't say shit. So, yeah, they all get put in that basket until the so-called good cops stand up and say, we reject them, and then start giving names to the attorney general and the district attorney. Until then, all of them, fuck them all in that regard. However, we still have to pay taxes. We still have to call them. Well, let me tell y'all something about that, because I've heard motherfuckers say this shit. Even cops. Well, if a crime is being committed, we're the first ones that you call. You know why, motherfucker? Because the law, we have to call you. Because they have a law against vigilante or people taking up arms for themselves. Because the courts would be tied up with motherfuckers blowing motherfuckers' ass off daily. So we have to call you. So you ain't saying nothing smart when you make that dumbass statement. Well, who you gonna call when this shit jump off? Really ain't got to call nothing, because most folks be taking care of their own business. Reason you get called because they out there making a lot of noise when they out there fighting and shooting. Or catching a robber or a motherfucker who done attacked somebody's child or something like that. Yeah. So you ain't saying nothing brilliant, cop, and those who are pro-cops. It is the law that we have to call you. Now, I don't want this to seep over to defunding the police. The thing is, that shit goes, it's just a weird-ass area. Am I for defunding the police? Not really. Nah, I'm just saying, just cut the bullshit out. Because cops are a part of law and order. What we're dealing with is immorality. We're dealing with decades and centuries of the way the cops operate in relation to black folks. That's the shit we're dealing with. And so, we have to, you can clean out the department, but who you gonna get in there if they're all trained the same? It's something in the training. Because you got black folks that act the same goddamn way. they act the same way with black folks. Black cops, you know, they act the same way, like they can't stand black dudes. They can't stand black people. Unless she's a cute black female, then everybody's grinning ear to ear. And Lord Jesus, don't let it be no black female cop. That's your ass. Because she got something to prove. Well, I'm a woman, and I have to make sure I'm doubly as 5 times as tough as my male counterpart to show them that I can do it, even though that I don't know too many female cops that can make an arrest by themselves unless the guy completely complies. But if he decides to say, fuck you, bitch, and run, or he that body slams her ass, 1034, calm down. Yes, I'm a woman, but I need about 3 men to help me. But I want equal pay, but I can't do the job of a real cop, so, but I'm a woman. You saw how that shit work? So, no, I'll pass on the female cops. They out there with an attitude. With an attitude. A lot of them look, you know, kind of butch anyway. So I know, so if you're asking, would I date a lady cop? Hell no. She has too much access to ways to get your ass if you decide that you don't want to date her anymore. So no, just go ahead and let the stud chicks have these female cops. Let them have them. No, but I'm not going to act like I haven't seen any pretty police women. Cute, 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 my God. And I tend to forget, like, damn, I want to date her, but I like to take her out a couple of times if she can handle it. You know, they can be kind of emotional from what I hear. You know, and yeah, I've seen some pretty lady cops. Those uniforms fit them just right, Lord Jesus. But still, she's a lady cop. See all these professions that zap the femininity out of women, like high corporate America and the military and all. Yeah, the military is really one that's hardcore that really zaps the femininity out of the majority of them. Now there's some who come back and do all right, but the military is really no place for a female who wants to be a feminine woman who wants to attract the man unless she's dating a fellow military guy. But those of us who are civilians, well, we don't want all that roughness. Like, damn, baby, you gave me a grenade for my birthday present? I'll pass. Now, of course, I'm not stereotyping all, because I have a very close friend who's for the military. She's all girl and very girly, and cares about me. And shout out to Mary Max. But anyway, but the majority of these chicks, when I see these hardcore heifers, I'm like, And then you got some that be twerking on Facebook and while they in uniform. See, they want to be a girl. And so get your ass out of them fatigues, little mama, and put on something soft and, you know, chiffonish and silk and satin-ish, and get out here in a cute sundress. That's where you need to be with your little pretty self. You don't need to be out here dealing with no damn military. You know, I appreciate it for the exercise part of it, but if you can muster up enough energy to go to yoga and go into LA Fitness on your own, you won't need the military. Do crunches and push-ups on your own, but not real hard body, because there's nothing sexy about hard body. But yoga body is okay. So, you know, shout out to the ladies in the military, I guess, but I'll pass, you know. Something about that. It's just not very sexy, baby. Now, again, there's pretty women in the military, but their mind, are they very feminine? You know, that's what it's about, ladies. Be feminine and sweet. I'm talking about, 'cause the old chicks over 35, they're pretty much done for. 45, 50, they're pretty much done for, unless they were always sweet, you know, but pretty much trying to, you've been a hard ass or hard nose all the way from, you know, your glorious late teens and glorious 20s, you know, the time when when the ripen for the picking. You can get any man you want, but all of a sudden, you know, you're a boss bitch, a bad bitch, your ass auntie, that shit. And you like wet ass pussy, that whole thing. And it's just weird. So, anyway, I'm still on that Jacob Blake thing, but I know I've gone on and talked about other stuff. Y'all know how I do on my lives. And so, but also, yeah, if you missed this, it'll be on my YouTube channel, Rico the Opinionist. So that's what I'm doing a lot of my stuff on. I'll be uploading this video from my Facebook page to my YouTube channel, while other folks can see it. And y'all just say, hey, go to this YouTube channel. If you can't get it, if you're not this Facebook friend, go to YouTube channel. He has that video up. We talked about Jacob and also my second topic, defunding defunding out-of-wedlock births, defunding single motherhood. And I got, of course, whenever you talk about female accountability, I get pushback, and which is fine, but I never get anything different. Well, tell men to wear a condom. It takes two to make a baby. Look, I didn't flunk 8th grade biology. I was wide awake. Even on page 238 in that thick-ass book with that gecko clawing on that leaf, it says that a man comes into, she accepts his advances. I'm reading a chapter here, and it says, he releases his seed, and she, here's the word, she accepts. The woman accepts his seed, meaning there's a choice involved. Yeah, it takes two, technically, to create a baby, but I'm talking about who actually has control. Women don't ever like to talk about who has control when it's convenient. See, that goes into these old fucked up family laws and child support laws. I need more men to stand up against that. They will not. They will not band together. And it can be white or black, but black men are really being dragged through the mud in these family courts and this child support stuff. They need to band together. 1 million black men need to get together with those 2 million white men and just shut this shit down and put it all on the females where it's supposed to be. But you can't, like I said, I'm very crass and very quick with my solutions. He can't get no pussy without permission. That's how it rolls. Even if she were raped, she still has a choice. You gonna have a rapist baby? You sicko, narcissistic weirdo? Or you gonna take that morning after pill that they give you at the doctor? I watch a lot of Law and Order SVU. They give them what's called a cocktail, the one to prevent pregnancy, one to prevent an STD. They give them like 3 or 4 pills they can take and shut all that shit down. And so I don't find nothing admirable about women who give birth to babies from rape. If it was actual true rape. Now, I know women like to yell rape. Actual true rape is somebody comes in with a gun or a knife or just bludgeon you to death and take your body. That's rape. And you saying, no, I don't want this, and they're beating you up with a knife and put a knife to your throat and say, bitch, don't move. Pistol to your head or your mouth, you make one sound, ho. That's rape. And this other form, I'm talking about the brutal part. Even at the subtle part, like, no, I want to have sex tonight. Well, you my wife, you my girlfriend, I'm going to take, that's rape too, but y'all know what I'm talking about. That's the father, that's the boyfriend. You can work that out. But I'm talking about these y'all know what we call the original rape scenes was the lady's coming out of her home, or she's at home alone and someone breaks in on her and assaults her, or she's coming out of her job in a parking lot at 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night in parking garage, and she gets assaulted, and or she's a teenager, and y'all encourage her to have a baby by a rapist. Y'all would know the psychological damage that is to the child as well as the mother, the guilt. The baby can't help how he got here. What the fuck you talking about? This ain't 1820, this is 2020. So that goes back to say that most folks don't give a shit about children. If you gave a damn about children, you'd care how they got here. You would work meticulously to make sure that the child is brought here appropriately. And I know we got all the excuses in the world. Well, you don't know what people's situation. I'm so tired of that vague ass. Well, you don't know people's situation. How the fuck I'm supposed to know? I don't know people like that. I'm telling you what it is true among all of us. We have a choice to make in all of our scenarios. And I'm just saying, psychologically speaking, black folks don't care about black children. You have them for utilities and resources, women. Now, what the fuck a teenager in 2020 doing still getting pregnant and having a baby? And any woman that's allowed her 14, 13, 11, 10, 16, 17-year-old daughter to have a baby, you don't even care for your own daughter. I would send CPS to your house and charge you with child abuse. That's what it is. You don't even care about your own daughter. You're going to let her ruin her life, or at least put a hamper on her own life. And then after this shit happens, you allow her to have it. You like, who the fuck lets a 12-year-old have a baby? You are a retarded motherfucker. You know, and knowing these scenarios, there are no fathers there, by the way. That's why all the women making these decisions. Just like giving baby showers to fucking teenagers. Who does that except for an uncivilized society? And then all of a sudden now you want to talk about babies are a blessing. They do African rituals and all that. Bitch, you ain't been to New Guinea. You ain't been to South Africa. You ain't been nowhere. If you mention Africa, I ain't been no Africa. I ain't no African booty scratcher. But all of a sudden when it's something you think is convenient to your fuckery, now you want to bring up the continent and some kind of culture in Africa. That's weird. Same thing with twerking. Well, you know, the women express their use in the African culture, express their body. It was a ritual dance. Y'all ain't doing nothing ritualistic. You're being whores when you shake your ass like that. And I ain't knocking. I'm just telling you what it is. I know a whore and a lady when I see them. So anyway, letting teenage girls have babies. This shit is stupid. Don't ask me about the teenage boys. They can't get no pussy without permission. I want to say, you fathers of daughters. You mothers of daughters, y'all stop putting shucking the responsibility from the girls onto the guys. We can only do what you allow, remember? You know how when women in domestic violence situation, women love to stand up and say, well, girl, you can only do with you what you allow. Guess what? I can't get no pussy unless you open up and say, ah. You understand how this works? So we need to stop, ladies, stop shucking your responsibility. It's funny that when you want to have an abortion, it's my body, my decision. But when a man wants you to have an abortion because he don't want no kids, I don't believe in abortion. That's murder. I won't be blood on my hand. What you're saying is, nigga, you finna make me miss out on this money? Child support, food stamps, Section 8? Are you crazy? Well, it's up to you, but you gonna pay this money. See how it works when it's convenient? I don't play those games. Because I know how it all works. You make the decision. Either, well, then, so ladies, well, how about everybody just wait until they marry to have sex? Yeah, that's a reality. Hold on a minute, let me get some more water. Yeah, that's a reality that's popping off in 2020. Instead of saying the one right thing that they refuse to say because it means female accountability. I'll tell you in a second. Mary Max is still good and cold, girl. Instead of saying, I'm going to put my daughter at 13 on one of these 13 forms of birth control. Instead of just doing that and cut out all the playing games and shucking your accountability as women, y'all rather allow this young girl to start these excuses early. She ain't do it by herself. You know, I get so tired. These be women over 30 saying this stupid shit. Oh, man. I couldn't be on the panel because those women would be so mad at me telling the truth. You crazy. And I would say it just like that. He can't get no pussy without permission. And then the room gets silent. I'm sure it will. But he makes a choice to lay down with her. So when women say that, let me tell y'all something. Every time y'all say this, y'all don't know what you're saying. I need men to understand what women are saying. Well, he need to zip his pants up. He made a choice to lay down there with her. Wait a minute. So what you're saying that black boys need to avoid having sex with black girls because there's because it's a trap. That's what you're saying? Black men need to avoid having sex with women who are old enough to, young enough to reproduce because it's a trap. That's what you're saying. So, and black men to understand. Y'all need to say, look now, you know I'm a black female. I don't believe in being no wife if I have no children. So if you hit this pussy, if you just say, and I let you hit it raw, you know if I get pregnant, I'm going to have it. Y'all need to tell him that. Instead of just take responsibility, you know, he might say, you know what, I ain't going to have sex with this chick. But guess what, ladies? Men don't lay down and have no baby. They lay down to get an ejaculation. And y'all know this because y'all talk about how y'all bust a few nuts too. So why don't you, if we all like to have sex, why don't we act like we're in 2020? And ladies, protect yourselves. You got 13 forms of birth control. Pills, gels, foams, shots, patches. What else? IUD, diaphragms. You got all kinds of shit. Morning after pill. You can even have some raw sex, ladies. But get your ass up and go to Walgreens or CVS and pay that little $40 and $50 for the damn morning after pill. How about that? Y'all won't do nothing because you know that there's a financial benefit for you laying on your back and breeding for the prison population. That's why you don't think about that, because you don't want to cut your money off. You'd rather hold your life up and then half-ass raise a kid and then say, well, me and him broke up. Y'all was never together, you one-night stand having heifer. And I'm not knocking, I'm just saying, how you get pregnant on one-night stands? What kind of lazy motherfucker are you? Who gets pregnant? It's weird. And that's the stuff we need to be addressing in the black community. It's a whole lot of shit we need to be addressing. You know, what I do, they say, well, Rico, what do you tell young men? I say, young men, wear condoms. Only get your wives pregnant, because this child support out here is murdering motherfuckers. They taking passports, driver's license, they're eating the shit out your chick. They doing everything. Giving these women all kinds of carte blanche rule over your life. If she find out that you got a second job, that helper runs her ass right down there and say, Your Honor, I need an increase because he got a second job. He was working at Kroger, now he working at Fiesta at nighttime, so his income has doubled. And yes, I talk to young men on my page all the time. And even in person, when I deal with my groups. My substance abuse education groups, we talked about relationships and now drugs are involved. Like, guys, stop having sex while you're high and drunk if you can help it. Because even if she high and drunk, guess what? She's still going to benefit if you mess around and that wasn't loosened enough to put on a condom. And then even if a condom breaks, hold on a minute, y'all. Let me tell y'all the evilness of this shit. Hold on, what do you say, Mary Max? Drinking cold water is good for the body. Oh, cool. Let's say this. He needs to put on a condom, to all you ladies out there. And then y'all admit that condoms break. So when a man puts on a condom, ladies, he is telling you, I don't want to get you pregnant. And then, unfortunately, the condom may break or it may slip off. It's 98 or 99% proof, but if it comes off, the shit could seep down into your body, and then you find out a couple of weeks later or so, or a week later, whatever, that you're pregnant. So my question has always been, ladies, do y'all still hold him accountable for child support? Number one, will you still have that baby he had no intentions of having with you? A lot of you have. And y'all think there's nothing wrong with that? But he has to be on the hook for a baby that you didn't have to have because you decided not to be on birth control. And he did his part, because we don't have many forms of birth control. Condoms, anal, oral, and abstinence. But abstinence is not, motherfuckers ain't trying to hear that shit. And you got priests around here. Because of abstinence, they can't do it, so instead of getting caught with having sex with women, they around here busting down little boys 10, 11 years old. Because something about the human body, the human nature, is sexuality is part of it. You're going to have to express it in some shape, form, or fashion. So that abstinence shit is stupid. What I'm saying, in 2020, we have technology now. It shouldn't even have all these unwanted pregnancies, unplanned pregnancies that we have. And it's always across the damn ghetto, where people are poorest. Guess it's like, fuck it, I can't find no job, why well have sex? Or can't get a break right here, instead of spending my money on Jordans and buying a bus ticket to get my ass out this little sorry ass town that I'm in and go somewhere else. I stay here and make a bunch of babies with a bunch of broke ass chicks that get on my nerves until the kids grow up and I'm a broken and beaten man. Cause she gonna be and sympathy she gets from society. So ladies, even if you have a condom, and that means that he's not trying to have a baby with you. And those of you there are those of you out there who still hold him liable for that kid. Y'all don't think that's evil? That's why I say defund single motherhood, defund out of wedlock births. See, there's a financial incentive that's going on in this country. That's why they keep having this. And I guarantee you, if men were to go and lobby and say to successfully restructure child support in this manner. Okay, since you say it's 50-50, When we go to court and bring him in there, okay, I order you, young man, to pay $500 a month. And young lady, since you're the child's mother, I order you to pay $500 a month. And that money goes into a fund that only can be touched by that child when he or she reaches 18. How many women you think will have a baby then, they knowing that they got to pay half since it took 2 people to make it? That's what y'all should be doing, men. Changing the laws. If you don't want to get rid of it altogether, restructure them. Make both parties pay. Make him pay $500 and make her pay $500. And if she say, well, I ain't got it, well, give the child over to him because he might want to file for custody. And guess what? Give him the Section 8. Give him the food stamps. Give him the welfare checks to help take care of that child if he's like underemployed. You know, these chicks don't get pregnant by professors and engineers. They get pregnant by street hustlers and barely working dudes. Y'all know that, right? You know, ask the average out of wedlock birth having black female, her first 2 baby daddies, and none of them are engineers, astronauts, professors, millionaires, even thousandaires. They're all street hustlers and barely working dudes that got other baby mothers. So that's why I said let him get the fucking social benefits. Or they work it like, you know what, in general, the food stamp and the welfare should be for college students. No, college students who have not had kids. You know, meaning because college students have it rough already trying to get financial aid and they're trying to make it and study and really produce. They should cut that shit out for average females 16 to 30 years old sitting around here laying on their backs with no husband and having kids and shit. That stuff should be for old people 65 years and older who need, Section 8. They should get the food stamps, Section 8 and the food stamps, and college students. College students should get, let's say if they want to go to graduate school, but they don't want to live on dorm, they should be given a Section 8 voucher where they can live anywhere in their city where they're attending graduate school, be it master's degree, PhD, or medical school, even law school. Because one thing about it, if we're serious about education, we want to make sure our young people who are pursuing education through universities, they have the least stress on them as it relates to where to live and having food to eat. You understand? Even if they got scholarships, they should be eligible to be allowed to be eligible. That's the piece of legislation that I would write. And all these folks, 18 to 30 years old, young women around here, nothing wrong with you. You don't have special needs. You don't have Down syndrome. You're not in a wheelchair. And even if you have bipolar disorder, there's medication and exercise and food. You wouldn't even get it for that. Major depression can be treated. Now, if you have schizophrenia, now that's a whole nother thing there. Schizophrenia is a different thing. So y'all know what I'm talking about. I'll write it up and let y'all see it. If we're going to do it like that. And also, people who had jobs, who worked for years and shit like the pandemic popped off, then we should get the food stamps. We should get the Section 8 during the pandemic. Not these little laser hoes around here they all at the club and got tattoos and weave and shit. If y'all so poor, what the fuck you get the weave at? Where you get the new tattoos at? Where you get the new Jordans, even the fake Louis Vuitton? Where you get the money for bullshit? And why you smoking weed and shit? Where you get the pills from? That's what I'm saying. Make them get out and work. And ask little mama, so you got a job? Well, no. So, have you been diagnosed with anything mentally? No, I have not. So why are you out here having babies and you poor and you don't have nowhere to live? But you're supposed to have good sense. You don't need no state assistance, baby. You need a job. And you need some sexual discipline. Here's a place where you can go and get you some birth control. Now close your legs and take your ass to work. And what you do about the young men? Well, it's up to them. Because they can't get no puss without permission. Yeah. And guess what? Him, if he decides to continue to drop off raw penis, these young women, well, let the chips fall where they may. I don't feel sorry for you because you know the laws, sir. That's what I would do if I ran for office. As a conservative, I would lay down that law, state representative or city council. Those are laws that I try to enact to get some expectation and behavior discipline back in our people. and put those monies where they should go. College students and elderly people and people who are handicapped, really handicapped, wheelchair, diagnosed with severe PTSD, schizophrenia, severe chronic depression. Bipolar disorder can be treated if they take their medication, exercise, and eat right. So I don't know if I'd add that to it, but you know, y'all get the gist. And finally, Mr. talked about boom, Jake talked about defunding. Yeah, so those are my two things. Well, there's a third one, but I probably talked about it and worked it into what I'm saying. I just wanted to just have that conversation with y'all. I appreciate you. Those who hung out with me the entire conversation. I know it just turns some folks off and good. I'm trying to get rid of some people off this damn page anyway. If you just dead weight, don't mess with me on too many things anyway. But you cool though. You're more than welcome to hang out. But I know, so if you're really offended, unfriend, please, delete, block, whatever you need to do. I'm trying to make way for more logical thinking people, and all these other folks, it is what it is. But y'all know how we do. We have these conversations, and I'm not talking at you. I'm just sharing my thoughts, and we all have a choice to, have an opinion and all of that. Thank you again. Holler at your boy on the Cash App and the PayPal. And my YouTube channel is up and popping, Rico the Opinionist, and we will talk again tomorrow, possibly, of some more things that popped off as relates to the Jacob Blake thing. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.